The most luxurious prisons in the world. Everyone wants to avoid prison since it is a punishment for committing crimes. However, in certain nations, prisons are not required to be places where inmates suffer. In fact, because of how luxurious their jails are, some criminals enjoy better living conditions than certain people of the world's poorest nations. In today's video, we present to you 10 of the most luxurious jails in the world that would have you almost wanting to commit a felony. Please take a moment to subscribe to our channel before we begin. Number 10. SUOMENLINNA Prison, Finland. One of the few open prisons with no closed doors or cells is SUOMENLINNA Prison in Finland. It is a public facility where offenders are free to use a cell phone, plant crops, go grocery shopping in the nearby town, work part-time at the greenhouse, and even engage in recreational activities like fishing, all under close supervision. Inmates are transferred there as part of their final phase of rehabilitation back into society. Therefore, the jail attempts to give them a friendly environment where they can gradually socialize, work, and play to readapt to the society they were previously kept away from. Number 9. San Pedro Prison, Bolivia. San Pedro Prison, also known as El Penal de San Pedro, is the biggest prison in La Paz, Bolivia, and is famous worldwide for being a community unto itself. This is a very unusual prison because the inmates run the operations from within the facility, and the authorities only get involved when someone tries to escape. There are no two identical cells, and cell prices here vary based on location, size, and quality. The 8 sections, each of which resembles a small suburb, are rated similarly to hotels. Rich inmates reside in the 5-star section in roomy, carpeted, furnished quarters with views of the city and ensuite bathrooms. These cells cost up to $30,000 to buy, and they resemble luxurious apartments. Even better, those with enormous wealth can build new or renovate existing cells. In contrast, up to 5 men can be crammed into tiny, inexpensive shacks known as coffins in the filthy 1-star sections. This prison could be a fun or a horrible experience for you, depending on which category you fall into. Number 8. JVA FUHLSBUETTEL Prison, Germany. JVA FUHLSBUETTEL Prison, also known as Santa Fu, is one of the oldest prisons on this list, having been constructed in 1879. Huge cell rooms with painted timber doors that give off a ski lodge vibe, couches, coffee tables, and private bathrooms with showers are provided for inmates. The inmates can also do their own laundry with the aid of modern facilities, and they get 3 square meals daily in addition to taking part in dances in the conference room. Contrary to typical prisons, the phone areas have large tables and comfortable, expanded chairs so that prisoners can relax while they wait for a call. Number 7. CHAMP-DOLLON Prison, Switzerland. CHAMP-DOLLON Prison in Geneva had all the usual issues with prisons up until the nation invested $40 million in its renovation. It was considered to be the most crowded prison in all of Europe, and there were also issues with riots and disease, but when it was renovated to include triple occupancy cells with an attached bathroom, everything changed. Now that there are plenty of outdoor spaces, opportunities for recreation, and living quarters with other prisoners, the inmates can feel like college roommates who can support each other during both short and long-term rehabilitation. Number 6. ARANJUEZ Prison, Spain. Also referred to as a 5-star prison for families, this cell is among the most exquisite jail cells in the entire world. This correctional facility, which has 36 cell units, was built with the understanding that prisons separate families and was intended to house families with infant children for the first 3 years of their lives. ARANJUEZ has a playground for children, cribs with Disney characters painted on the walls, and 5-star cells furnished with toys where young children can actually stay with their parents while they are incarcerated. This facility succeeds in giving prisoners a sense of parental responsibility and family ties. Number 5. Justice Center, LEOBEN, Austria. The Justice Center is a beautiful non-violent offenders prison in Europe. Each prisoner has access to a single cell with a television, kitchenette, and bathroom. In addition to all of that, the prison has a basketball court, a gym, and an outdoor refreshment area. The prison cells are similar to luxurious apartments in that the inmates can freely move from one to the next, and every cell has a balcony. People have harshly criticized them for providing the inmates with overly opulent housing, and there are even Austrian citizens who intentionally commit crimes in order to stay at the prison for less money. Can't blame them at all. Number 4. Otago Corrections Facility, New Zealand. The Otago Corrections Facility places a high priority on security. Nevertheless, the facility offers comfortable cell accommodations and places a strong emphasis on helping inmates change their lives through skill development. The prison offers several courses in a variety of subjects, including electrical engineering, dairy farming, and cooking. Effective rehabilitation efforts are made by the prison facilities for the inmates, and the prisoners work and receive wages for their labor. Because it has everything, including rugby courts, clean towels, and underfloor heating during the cold months, the locals call this ideal jail the Milton Hilton. Number 3. Halden Prison, Norway. Halden is drenched in natural light and is surrounded by a lot of greenery, earning it the title of the most humane prison in the world. Every prisoner has access to private, comfortable quarters, educational classes, a recording room with TV shows, movies, and video games, basketball hoops, a fully equipped gym, and even a recording studio to drop a bar or two. The shocking thing about this prison is that it lacks traditional security measures like an electric fence, snipers, towers, and barbed wire. There are no surveillance cameras inside the cells, hallways, classrooms, workshops, or common areas. They are only present outside. However, what is even more astonishing is that despite the presence of numerous violent criminals from around the world, there has never been an escape. That is probably due to how comfortable it is. Number 2. HMP ADDIEWELL, Scotland. ADDIEWELL emphasizes rehabilitation over punishment and resembles a second home more than a prison. The facility, located close to the Scottish village of ADDIEWELL, is more like a bed and breakfast than a jail. By providing clean, cheerful rooms and full-time jobs to keep inmates occupied, the facility places an emphasis on rehabilitation rather than punishment. Each prisoner is given 40 hours per week to work on developing their skills. The prison is quite clean, and the modern furnishings and decor give it a more IKEA-like appearance, which makes inmates feel more at ease. The facility really puts a special emphasis on assisting the inmates with their transition into the outside world, so that they have a purpose after leaving prison. Number 1. Bastoy Prison, Norway. Bastoy is what Norway refers to as an ecological prison. It is located on a +1 square mile island and doesn't have any walls, fences, or cells. In place of those things instead, it offers its inmates tennis courts, beaches, and saunas. Every day, prisoners work caring for the horses and sheep, assisting with the farm operations, or felling trees for fuel. They also participate in training programs where they pick up new skills in preparation for their release from prison. Discipline is key in this facility, and respect must be shown to guards and fellow inmates in the prison environment. The inmates take responsibility for themselves, and the majority of prison staff even leave the island overnight. The risk of escape is an obvious concern in a prison without walls or armed guards. One prisoner managed to do this in 2015 by using a surfboard and a paddle, but it's incredibly uncommon. They won't be allowed to return to Bastoy if they are discovered. Surprisingly, prisons aren't always as horrible as people think. Tell us what you think of the ones on this list in the comments. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to our channel. Bye for now.